Number 9, looks like there's a lot going on here. We've got Mr. P getting packages from a total of 35, and he gets some from A, and some from B, and some from C. And then there's all this information about how they are related. And we want to know how many packages did each service deliver. Well, we've got 3 services, A, B, and C. So let's introduce a variable here. Why don't we let x equal the number of packages delivered by service. Okay, so X is going to be the number of packages that are delivered by delivery service. Now we got A, B, or C, right? A, B, or C. And when I read this, A comes first, B comes second, and C comes third. And if we do this as we did the last few problems, we're going to go with the last one. So let's see what happens if we let X equal the number of packages delivered by delivery service C. Then what do we know about the number delivered by B? And then hopefully from that we can get the number delivered by A. So what do we know about A, B, and C? So A delivered twice as many as B. Okay, so let's see, while delivery B delivered 5 more than C. Okay, so we know what C is. C is X. C delivered X. And B delivered 5 more than that. So B must be X plus 5, right? Does that make sense? X is the number C delivered and 5 more. And then what about A? Now let's write our equation. Our equation says, is going to come from this. Mr. P received a total of 35 packages. And the total is the total number delivered by A, by B, and by C. So here's C, B, and A. So we'll add these together, set it equal to 35. So we're looking at X, there's C, X plus 5 for B, plus 2 times X plus 5, that's A. That's all equal to 35. Let's multiply through here. We'll get X plus 5 equals, not equals, plus 2x plus 10, that's equal to 35. Let's add these up. X, X, and 2x, there's 4 x's, plus, and then a 5 and a 10 is 15. That's 35. Let's subtract that 15. We'll get 4x equals 20. So divide x equals 5. Now I'm running a little bit short on room here, so I'm going to rewrite that one up here. X is 5. But it's a word problem, so follow X all the way back to the beginning and see what it was. X is right here, the number delivered by C. So right below it, I've got the number by B. So right below the X, write this one here. So I'm going to write right below it, I'm going to write X plus 5 equals, now there's X. Happens to be 5, so 5 plus 5 is 10. And then I've also got this one here, 2 times X plus 5. So that one I'm going to write right below here. 2 times X plus 5 is going to be 2 times, now the X is 5, 5 plus 5, so I get 2 times 10, I get 20. So let's summarize here. How many by A? How many delivered by B? How many by C? Well, C, well, let's go with A. A was what? The 2 times X plus 5. That was this one. A delivered 20. B, now B was the X plus 5. That came from this one here. That was 10. And C, that came from here. That was just X. And when we solved, we got X equals 5. And sure enough, when we add those up, we get 35. Well, in this problem, we've got chicken salads in 3 restaurants, A, C, and B. And here's what we're trying to find. Find the number of grams of fat in each salad. So I know at least where to start. I'm going to do this. Let X equal the number of grams of fat in the salad of restaurant. Let's abbreviate a little bit. Restaurant. Okay, so what's going to go here? Restaurant A, B, or C? Let's see, here's what I know. Restaurant A's salad is given in terms of C. So C is going to be a base here. A's in terms of C, but what about B? B contains 8 more than A. All right, so here's how it goes. A depends on C, and B depends on A. So it looks like if we let C is our base, let X be the number of grams in C, and then we can get A, and then if we got A, we can get B. So what we're going to do is let X equal the number of grams of fat in C, and then from this first sentence here, it says restaurant A contains the same number of fat as C. So whatever C is, X, that's the same as A. So we're going to have, this is A, and that's going to be X also. And now what about for B? Well, restaurant B has 8 more grams of fat than does A. So how about if we did this? This is going to be, let's see if I can get it to work here. This is going to get B, and B is what? B is 8 more than, right, more than A. So here's A, but we have 8 more than that. So if this is A, we're going to have X plus 8 for B. This is 8 more than the X. And now here's the relationship. We know that the total number of grams of fat from all three is 122. So if I take this number of grams, and this number of grams, add them together, we'll get the total, which is 122. So we're going to look at X for C, X for A, and then X plus 8 for B, and that's equal to 122. There's our equation. We can solve this. So X plus X plus X is 3X plus the 8 equals 122. Let's subtract that 8, so we'll get 3X equals 122 minus 8 is 114. And now let's divide by 3, so we'll get X is 114 divided by 3. That will give us, you know what, I'm going to go up here. X is equal to, well look, we can do this. 3 will go into 11 3 times with remainder 2. So 3 into 11 goes 3 times with remainder 2, and then bring down the 4, that means a 2, 4, 3 will go into 24 8 times. So X is 38. Now look at what we're doing here. We've got X. What was X? All the way back to the beginning. X is the number of grams in salad C. But X is also the number of grams in A. But X plus 8, so let's write that down here. So we have another relationship. X plus 8 has to be, now I've got X right there, 38 plus 8, that's equal to 46. So now we've got them all. So let's enumerate these. A, B, and C. All right, so what was A? A, that was X. We've got that. That's 38. So we've got 38 grams of fat for A. For B, well, what was B? B was back here. That's the X plus 8, and the X plus 8 was 46. So B is 46. And C, well, C, that's where we started. C, that's X also, which was 38. And there we have it.